Welcome back to the Vera House podcast. Today's episode is a highly anticipated chat with Richmond's very own Conditions. Today we're stoked to be joined by members of the band, Brandon Roundtree and Alex Howard, both veterans of Richmond's vibrant music scene. Conditions absolutely dominated the mid-2000s and helped put Richmond on the national stage. This month, we are all celebrating 15 years since their debut album, Fluorescent Youth. To this very day, their music has a cult fan base, receives millions of streams, and their final reunion show coming up this weekend sold out almost instantly. Brandon is a father, a husband, and the insanely talented vocalist and core songwriter behind Conditions. He took his influence and experience from previous metalcore bands like Scarlet, and later when Conditions formed, he became known for his melodic, emotion-driven songwriting and vocals. Alex has been the guitarist alongside him since the very beginning, one of the engines behind so much of the melodic driving sound that defined the band. Today, he's taken that same talent to an even bigger stage. Alex now plays bass guitar for Jelly Roll, a Grammy-nominated and award-winning country music artist currently selling out arenas and headlining festivals worldwide. Conditions were a huge part of the late 2000s, early 2010s pop-punk wave. They signed with Good Fight Music, released 3 full-length albums, 2 fan-favorite EPs, and spent years touring non-stop. From Warped Tour to South by Southwest, and sharing the stage with bands like Paramore, Newfound Glory, Good Charlotte, and many, many more. Today, they're on the eve of their reunion show here in Richmond, and they just dropped their brand new single, Belong Forever. So Brandon, Alex, welcome to the show. Thanks so much for coming to hang out with us today.
Thanks really for having us, man.
What an intro. Thanks for having us.
Yeah, absolutely.
Barely remember any of what you said.
Me neither.
Man, sounds like a pretty cool band.
Yeah, it does sound cool.
It does. It does. So how are you feeling about this weekend? Obviously, you got your show coming up. How are you feeling about everything?
I'm feeling really I'm super excited. I just got into town, and we start tomorrow, a few days of rehearsal. So that will really kind of like get the juices flowing. So it'll be exciting to be back in a room playing with the 5 of us. With, we have Jason, Corey, and Ryan is with us, of course. And, I just can't wait to play again. So it'll be exciting just for us, just to kind of scratch that itch and do something that we love together. And I can't believe the show sold out as quickly as it did. Like, people are coming from all over, like not just local Virginia folks, like flying from California. I'm hearing flying from all over to be there. So
making a day of it.
Yeah, it's gonna be special.
Yeah, yeah,
that's
dude,
awesome.
Yes. Don't get me wrong. I'm very excited. It's taken me a long time to get excited because I have impossible standards imposed on myself, and I've been terrified ever since we said, let's do this. Because I can remember, I was late to almost like a 50 plus text message group chat, whatever you want to call it, like sack of text messages that I had to scroll through, kind of scan and say, yeah, let's do it. Because I was the last one.
Yeah.
So, I mean, the answer was always going to be yes. But yeah, I haven't sang in years. Not even like in the shower, in the car with my kids, of course, but like never like this. Like,
Yeah.
So I've spent months, trying to, like I said, I take it very seriously, and I've been training myself to sing again. And I think I'm in a good spot. Like I'm finally excited.
I know people are excited about it. Like,
Yeah,
I was
man.
scrolling
Oh, man.
through the comments on Instagram, like people are pumped. We'll probably have to bribe you after the show because I'm one of those people that was like, oh yeah, I'm definitely going to that. And then I just waited an extra day and I was like, I guess.
We were both
I
like,
guess maybe
let's
not.
make sure we get tickets because it looks like it's going to sell out. And then before we really even had another thought about it, sold out.
Yeah.
Which is awesome. But we're like, all right, tight. Like we'll figure it out. We're going to have to we'll work some magic to get in there.
I think our intention from the get-go, like we were doing it at Canal Club.
Yeah.
We're I remember this goes all the way back to maybe April or so. I was sitting on a plane. I was being nostalgic and I was listening to our own band. I was like, shit, because I realized that Fluorescent Youth had come out in 2010. I was like, do we do anything? Like there's this movement of bands from, those years that are doing all these 15-year, 20-year tours or shows or whatever. I was like, it would be cool to do something. Like, I don't want to put a bunch of pressure on us to do a bunch of shows or whatever. Like, let's just start at one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then when we started talking about it, and I was like, first off, I only want to do it if all 5 of us are in. if everyone's cool, then we can proceed. And obviously everyone was stoked on the idea. We're like, well, do we do the national and try to do like a big one? And I remember Jason said something like, it's already going to be embarrassing for me to be back up there. Like, I don't want to be embarrassed and have 500 people in the national that fits 1,500 or whatever.
Yeah.
And I was like, you know what? I don't want that. I kind of have that fear a little bit too. And seeing the response, like, I think we probably could have gone that route, but I'm almost glad that we didn't, because Canal Club was such like a home for us.
Yeah, it's home base for sure.
We played so many shows there, and like filling up the upstairs there, still 720 to 750 capacity.
Yeah.
So it's still like a big enough room, and it's going to be sweaty and it's going to be fun like the old days. And then we had that conversation. Well, what if it sells out like way in advance, like it did? We're like, do we want to do a second night? We're like, no.
I don't know if we can.
We're going to say one night only.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. And like, back to bring it back to comments and everything that people have been saying, like the support has been incredible. The excitement has been incredible. My personal favorite has been all the comments like, don't break a hip, like, something like that. Like, I love that, because that's, I've always been kind of a self-deprecating guy, because, it makes things comfortable, but I'm loving it. Like, and playing Canal Club was the only choice, because it's going to be the most nostalgic, because the stage is right there. People are in your face. Like, the National is cool and all, and it's always fun to play big stages, sure, for one reason or another. But we're doing something like this that is like going to be a celebration of where we've been with everybody who has allowed us to do what we love to do for so long. It's like, it was only Canal Club.
Yeah.
Stage at the National is too high.
Yeah.
Like, everyone is too far away. It feels a little.
I want people stage diving. Like, let's be real. Like, I don't want the big corporate stuff. Like, it's gonna be.
We're going home, man.
Yeah. It's probably worth mentioning. Like, I grew up listening to Conditions.
Awesome.
Right?
Oh yeah.
Perry's collaborated with you guys on some music.
That's right.
So
that's right.
We're both self-admitted like fans of Conditions.
Yeah.
But for anybody who isn't familiar with Conditions, they wouldn't know how intense a Conditions show is.
Sure. Yeah.
Like, if you were to just listen to your band, in your headphones, it's killer. It's great.
You're
right?
going
It's
like this a little bit.
Yes.
Yeah.
But you get this vibe of like, okay, I'm listening to like, melodic pop punk, whatever, and you're kind of grooving. But then you go to a Conditions show and it feels like a hardcore show.
Yeah.
And it was just one of the things I always loved about Conditions. I'm sure a lot of other people feel the same way. Is like the shows are like intense and fun.
Yeah.
And like it's very different than what you would expect going to a similar band. I personally wouldn't compare you to like Seosin or Amberlin, but I know people have made those comparisons.
Sure.
Yeah.
Those are totally different shows, like totally different kind of vibe,
Right.
I think it's that like grit of Richmond and like the scene here.
Yeah.
Like, we were like a melodic band, like a rock band compared to all the other bands at the time, or what? Down to Nothing, Strike Anywhere.
Yeah.
Like, there's a huge hardcore scene here, Brace War.
Booming hardcore.
Like, so like people are used to going to shows in that realm.
Yeah.
And so it just kind of like rubbed off in like in a cool way, I think.
Yeah,
like, it's just like it's a lot. And it's fun.
And I think like I was always kind of, it's a love-hate relationship with that. Like, I mean, I could go on forever about it, but it's like from a lyrical standpoint, like I always wanted to really pour like true lyrics and true feeling into it. I wanted to get a point across, like down, like to a molecular level. And I think that had a little bit to do with, the physical response to when we'd play, because people were really feeling it. And then in turn, we're really feeling it. So it's just this bounce of energy that was just honest, raw. I mean, probably not the right word, but violent.
Yeah.
But it just, cause we were all kind of losing control, taking a breather, letting it all out on the field, so to speak, together.
Yeah.
Very necessary thing. And I was, I loved that. But I can also, like, there's a couple times that I can remember saying things like, having to stop the show and be like, guys, like, okay, we're like a boy band. Like, you don't need to be knocking each other out. Like, please.
Yeah.
Like, read the room a little bit more.
Yeah. That's indicative though of like, especially doing a show like the one you're doing coming up in this city.
Yeah.
For that reason, like we anticipate that that's going to be the case.
Yeah.
Probably like a couple of folds higher, because this is a reunion show. You guys haven't played together in a long time. You have a lot of hardcore fans that are here, that are traveling from out of town.
Yeah.
And that was the best part. We were talking off camera before you guys got here, reminiscing about going to some of the shows and just being like, okay, even if you're not familiar with Conditions, even if you're not maybe the biggest fan of the genre, the show was awesome. Just undeniably fun. Your friends are there. You're all getting sweaty. You're all getting grimy. You're all having a good time. You're singing along.
Yeah.
It was just a great vibe every single time. And this is going to be like one of those like lightning in a bottle shows.
Right.
Because it has been a while, right?
Yeah.
And to your point, Brace War, the Down to Nothing guys, like the hardcore scene is huge here. The heavy metal scene was huge. Those bands are big. Those shows are crazy. But if that's not your scene, why would you ever go to a show like that?
Right.
Yeah.
But going to a show like Conditions and then having that experience is like, okay, all right, these guys are sick.
Hopefully what you said is true. It could be lightning in a bottle, or it could be it's 15 years later. Everyone's just old and everyone's just like,
Yeah.
you guys didn't go on to win. Like,
I know. That's me. Yeah. In our little group text, they sent the day sheet and it's like Conditions goes on at 9. I'm like, 9? Like I'm training for the wrong things. I'm trying to teach myself how to sing again. And I completely neglected the fact that I have to teach myself how to drink a little bit, stay up past 9, like do all that. So I'm just like, oh my God.
Yeah.
And vocal training myself, listening to that album, like I did myself no favors.
yeah.
Like
It
physically
was up there.
I was like, dude, okay,
What was I
younger
doing?
me, like,
Yeah.
what am I doing? Why?
Yeah.
But I mean, it's going to be okay. It's going to be fine.
It's going to be, I think it's going to be fine.
It's going to be fine.
Like that high bar that you said you set for yourself. I can totally relate to that. I think Mike can relate to that too. Like we set the level of expectations or standards is pretty high for us for just about anything that we do.
Yeah.
So we go into it with a little bit of uncertainty, maybe not as much confidence, even though we've been doing it for years and years. We got the 10,000 hours. You know exactly. You could do it in your sleep.
Right.
But the bars for yourself are so high. You're like, can I do this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, are we going to bomb? You never bomb.
Yeah.
You always get up there and you rock that shit.
Yeah.
And then the moment you start, all that goes away.
Right.
You get on stage, you're like, okay, I know how to do it. It's like riding a bike.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Absolutely.
that's the thing too. Like, and we wouldn't be here doing it if it wasn't for that.
Right.
Like there would be, I'm sure there's plenty of bands out there speaking on that same movement I was saying, like, it's easy to just lazily like be like, oh, we're going to play this album, come out. And it's not a money grab. It's not anything. We're doing it because we feel like we need to, and we feel like we can share something with people.
Yeah.
And I want it to be special. And don't be just like lazy, get up there, track 1 through 11, see ya.
Right.
It's like, we want to put together a show and like put together ourselves in a way that's like, all right, I'm glad I came out of my retirement at home, sitting with the kids, to come and watch this show. Like, I feel like I was a part of something,
Yeah. Exactly. It's
Yes,
a big thank you.
Yeah.
That's all it is. Like to put it in really plain speak. It's a huge thank you to everybody who's just been with us for so long.
Absolutely.
Well, and you guys are all friends, and
Yeah.
music is about having fun and enjoying it.
Yeah,
it's
that's right.
like, it's a sensory experience,
Yeah.
You do have a great voice. You're a great writer. Like, the music is great. There's a reason that people still listen to it like years and years later, It was one of the reasons I was excited to chat with you guys, because admittedly, I listen to a lot of music, but I'm not always like tuned into the lyrics. You know how some people listen to music and then other people really pay attention to lyrics.
Right.
I do feel like Conditions is one of the bands where you're almost forced to pay attention to both, which is
I hope
really
so,
cool.
yeah.
That rules, man. Yeah.
Yeah. And I was a big fan of Scarlet.
Yeah.
Like, listen to the beginning of like, this was always meant to fall apart. Like, in the beginning of that album, like, dude, you just get pumped, man. Like the intro to that album. And you can see how a lot of that influence, like in your writing and stuff, just kind of carried into a lot of the stuff with Conditions.
Yeah.
I think it gives it that kind, because I even remember Race the Sun
Yeah.
and Forever and a Day.
Yeah, man.
And, I kind of grew up listening to a lot of that stuff and just hanging out at Alley Cats and all that stuff.
Oh,
And this guy's motion picture demise, man.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Yeah,
And it all
like
came from, like, it was just such an interesting world back then. It just felt like there were so many bands. Like, it was like a great surplus in a way, like in a good way. Like, not like there was too many. It was like, there was just so much to do.
Yeah.
You could go to a show at Alley Cats or Twister / Nancy Reagan or 929, or like, there was something happening all the time.
Yeah.
It was just like music everywhere.
I remember going to metal shows at Ice Zone.
Yeah, dude.
Like,
I remember that too.
You remember that?
You know what's funny? I just took my 3-year-old son because he keeps saying, like, we watch a lot of hockey in the household. He says, I want to do that. I want to skate. I want to play hockey.
Hell yeah.
So I took him to what is it? I forget what it's called now. Is it Ice Zone now?
I don't know.
Southside?
I don't know.
It's funny because I was just there, and I can't remember what it's called.
Yeah.
I think it is Richmond Ice Zone.
Yeah.
Probably.
But I took him to skate, and I was just sitting there thinking about how they used to have shows there all the time.
Isn't that nuts?
It was
You could do a
crazy.
show anywhere.
crazy.
Churches, VFW halls.
Yeah,
Like there was just always shows
it's
happening.
so cool
Yeah.
though. Like what a way to grow up. Like
Yeah.
You know, it's interesting that I'm thinking about that period in time. I do remember that was just commonplace. Like there was always a show, whether it was at the skating rink or somebody's house, or Alley Cats.
Yep.
You could just pop out because this is before it's like social media. You could just pop out and be like, oh, I think I'm gonna, hit the show, see some friends, maybe go to another show on the same night.
Right.
Yeah.
And almost all of your friends were in a band or trying to be in a band or leaving another band and going to this new band and playing their first show at this place. And you're like, you get the flyer, like, yo, come and support us. You saw us over here a couple weeks ago. Now we're doing this with this band. And that was really cool. And I'm just thinking about it now. Like, I don't really see a lot of like that version of it.
Yeah.
Right.
Today, it is very much like, let's practice in our basement or in our practice space. And then like, let's get a booking deal with the nearest venue, play a show, promote it on Instagram. Maybe 50 people show up and you kind of start the train. And you're also recording music because you have to have music out to like get those shows. So it's a different like landscape now.
Right.
And I'm thinking about like you guys and those type of shows, people like Ryan from Brace War, and like you guys know Bobby Faithful. He did he's in a dozen bands, and then he did like Throwing Back the 90 Throwback.
I played a show with because Ryan, our drummer, was playing with Bobby for that emo cover band. Yeah. And I did a show with them too, playing guitar for them like, I don't know, 4 or 5 years ago.
Yeah. It just reminds me like those were like, from my perspective, those were like the crews that I knew of that were always doing shows and always in bands and always practicing and always putting on parties. I don't see a lot of that in Richmond, at least nowadays.
Yeah. Now it's different, right? You just like sing into an iPad and put it on TikTok. You just skip it all and try to just go national or something, go mainstream. Like
that is part of, that's a whole nother like topic of conversation.
Oh man.
I feel like that it's a different, I just saw, did you see Jack White speak at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame?
Yeah.
Where he said something.
His thank you speech, like, was basically I had tears in the corner of my eyes. Cause it's like that dude using that platform to say what he said was so good. Yeah. Just basically, I mean, no, go ahead.
Talking about something, starting in a room, starting in a small room. Yeah. And then
things happen in small rooms.
Yeah. And I think Andre 3000 for Outkast's speech borrowed that from him. And he's like, speaking to the generation, the new generation of start in a small room. If it's great, you'll need a bigger room sort of mindset. And I was like, God, that's beautiful.
It's so simple and so true.
Like as great as technology is to be able to just be like, oh, I have a laptop and I can put out a song and I can put it everywhere immediately. Like there is something beautiful about getting people in a room, working it out together, and then kind of organically growing it. Like our first rehearsal space was a storage unit.
Yep.
It was a storage unit that all these bands practice in. It was like this little community of
Chamberlain Avenue.
Exactly.
Yes. It was a shithole.
Yeah.
But I remember I've had a
scary
few
sometimes.
friends that have like rented spaces there. Yeah.
Dude, and people would come, the doors would go up and people would come and walk around and just check out bands just at the genesis of
shit. My cable broke. Like, let me just go walk around and see if someone will let me borrow a cable.
Yeah. Let's go ask this ICP cover band if we can borrow it. Something like that.
It's like some real nostalgia. Like it's pretty sweet.
It was a totally different world.
It's very hard to imagine that happening like now.
I know. Everyone's so panophobic.
Everyone's just kind of more close, and where it felt like this big community back then, which was awesome.
What were some of the early projects that you guys, because even before we got on air, Perry was telling me that you guys almost had another was it called Spring Break or something?
Right when we started setting up, I was like, I remember this song about America.
Yeah.
For 4th of July, Spring Break. this project that you guys did.
Yeah.
I loved it.
Yeah. Well, that is, thank you. First and foremost. I mean, the jokes of that being our best work are plenty. But yeah, to put it in a positive light real quick, it's like that's again, a brand of fun that I hope people are having.
Yeah.
In which, Alex and Jason lived in a house together. And we had a buddy, Andrew Bayless, who was in a couple of other bands, incredible guitar player, an amazing producer now, like just records and produces music. But he would come bring a mobile rig, and we were doing like just tracking some stuff for was it demos or like, no, we were doing legitimate stuff. Like,
yeah, we were like working on condition stuff, but like in the time away from that,
that's right.
We just had like, he basically set up a recording rig in like our dining room in our house in Churchill.
Yeah.
And then it just became like, all right, like invite all the homies over, and everyone's just like drinking beers, and we're like recording and writing this project.
Yeah, which was supposed to be Conditions. And then it just turned out to be something else. That's like the birth of Spring Break. But what the fun I was talking about is that multitudes of people in the house, right? Everybody's having a wonderful time. And this is going on in the dining room, like people everywhere. And we're writing these songs. And when anybody had the idea, either be vocal, melody, or lyric, you just go upstairs and record it. And these songs were just built that way. Like just having fun with, a few of your best friends, whole bunch of other people around. It's just it's so much fun. Like just such a good energy.
Yeah. Just like say something and be like, that's funny as hell. Go record it.
Go record it. Yeah.
It was just like fucking around. It was just so fun.
Yeah. It's awesome. So
it's
Spring
organic,
Break,
right?
Yeah. 100%.
Awesome.
And I hope people are doing that.
Yeah.
I really, really do, because that's just a caliber of fun that is, it's just unmatched. Like
we're just crying, laughing, having the best time.
Right.
And you get the best results out of it.
You do.
By accident.
Right.
The stuff that you're like dead set on nailing, you usually miss the mark because you're super critical or you thought too much about whatever chord progression or the lyrics. And you're like, this is garbage. No one's going to hear this.
Right.
Yeah.
And then you and your buddies are messing around one day and you're like, did you record that?
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
100%.
There's something there.
Yeah.
There's something there. Yeah, that was great. Spring Break rules.
Dude. Like I was sitting there, I was like, okay, I remember a 4th of July party at like Amy and Charlie's house.
Yeah.
And I remember hearing the song for the first time, already being a fan of Conditions and hearing the America song. I was like, this song is really good. Like it doesn't, because it was like a kind of a fun, like silly project. I was like, I don't think it was supposed to be this good.
It wasn't.
That was like,
Did y'all know America owns all of outer space?
Yeah.
I mean, like, come on.
It just speaks to you guys as actual musicians and professionals that you can like take something that's silly, and with your experience and your collaborators, the project came out and it was probably like a whatever or just a fun thing. But again, you probably you've had some people say that might have been your best work. But
and I remember at the time, like the things, like the lyrical content, it was obviously like such a joke. It's almost like pop punk take on like Steel Panther. Like we're like intentionally being crude and broy
outlandish.
And funny. And because of that, at the time we like made up, someone reminded me of this recently, that we made up names, like stage names. We weren't putting like Alex Howard,
Right.
You were like, we like made up these bro fake like beach names. I have to find them because we were like, I don't know if we want people to know that we're saying
I want people to hear it, but I can't let people know I did it.
Right. The alias kind of comes into play there.
Right. Yeah, like there's a couple lyrics
so silly
that my wife wrote that are the worst. Like not like in terms of, like they're great lyrics.
Yeah.
But like just the content is the worst.
Crude.
Yeah.
It's so funny.
She's
like, I'm like, you want me to say what? And she's like, and say it like this, not like that. Say it like this. Okay.
That's fun.
It's like a sketch comedy
100%
album, spoof album, but those are the most fun when you're not being serious and you're like, all right.
Yeah.
If you just throw the caution to the wind, don't worry about what the fans think. Just do it. Get a couple laughs.
Yeah.
Send it.
That's where it is.
I'm glad that there's still people that really appreciate it.
Yeah.
There
I've never heard of it.
Well, it's funny. Like I'm going through the songs in my head as we're talking now, and like lyrically in the America song, Francis Scott key change. And then the song key
As
change.
a key change is happening.
That might be the best lyric I've ever written.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's it right there.
That's it.
That is comedy, like well written,
Brilliant.
Brilliant.
My older brother is a high school band director. He's got his master's degree in conducting. And when he heard that, he was like, "Are you kidding me?"
I mean, think about like Weird Al Yankovic, right?
Yeah.
That dude made his whole fortune and like his whole empire off of being really smart and funny, and just writing goofy but intelligently written songs.
Right. Astronomically talented.
Yeah.
I mean,
It's like that guy, Bo Burnham.
Yeah. 100%.
Like
Yeah. Some of his songs are phenomenal.
Yeah.
Phenomenal.
We need to hit up Weird Al and go on his upcoming tour next
Yeah,
year.
we'll do spring break. We'll do whatever. We'll do whatever.
You're going to don
awesome.
the public appearance of the aliases, right? Like they're going to know that whatever the alias name.
Well, one of the
these
last
guys-
Condition song or shows that we ever played, we finished the set, and then for the encore, the first song, we tried to play a spring break song.
Yeah.
And
It's titled "Suck It Down."
yeah, suck it down. It's not what you think, man. It's not what you think.
No,
Respect
never
the
is.
artistry.
Never
Partying
is.
on the beach, you know.
Yeah, come on. There are worse titles.
Yeah.
There's worse subject matter.
Yeah.
But the crowd was like, we like changed clothes. We put on like Hawaiian shirts or like Budweiser.
There were
t-shirts and,
inflatables. There were sunglasses.
And I
There were
think-
like lays.
Yeah.
It was
90% of people there were like, "What is happening right now?"
Yeah.
But like we were having the most fun we've ever had.
Dude.
with it. Like,
needed that.
That's the best. I think that right there, just in the moment when you're like, I'm pretty sure this is going to flop, but we're doing it anyway.
Yeah.
And you're putting on the lays, you're putting on the shirts. You're like,
Oh my gosh.
this is ridiculous, but like, we just got to do it. And
Yep.
to the 90 people that were like, what the hell is this? They probably enjoyed it anyway.
Yeah.
It's just like they weren't expecting it.
Yeah, on
like,
some
let's
level.
let these guys goof off
They're
for
like-
3-4 minutes, and then we'll get the rest of the songs we came for.
Yeah.
Give them their flowers.
I remember like being in high school, and I was at a River City High show. Loved River City High. They played at Alley Cats, and it was a hometown show for them. They had come back from whatever tour they were on, and they opened their encore. And at this time, like, this is like dad rock to me, and I'm like, oh, this isn't that fun. But they came out and played "The Boys Are Back in Town," and thinking back years later, I was like, that was so sick.
Yeah.
Like, and they nailed it too, like the dueling guitar parts and whatever. And I'm like, and I could tell they were having so much fun, but I'm like 15 years old when I'm watching this, and I'm like, this is like my dad's song. But like, as I've gotten older, I'm like, God, that was cool.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. I mean, to that point, like I like the nostalgia, but it's like surprising, and it's a cover. And it's a band you already know, but maybe you didn't really like them, and they play a song that you're familiar with and they crush it. And you're like, now I have a different opinion and more respect for these guys because I don't like their music, but this is awesome.
Yeah.
yeah.
I saw the Flaming Lips down on Browns Island a couple of months ago, and I'm a big fan of the Flaming Lips. They've been crushing it since I even like found out who they are like 20 years ago. And they did that show with Modest Mouse. Not the biggest Modest Mouse fan, but they're also an incredible band.
Right.
Yeah.
They closed out the Flaming Lips show with the lead of Modest Mouse and the lead of the Flaming Lips doing a cover of War Pigs.
Oh, wow.
That's sick.
And that was incredible to
Yeah.
see those guys do an Ozzy Osbourne song and sing it and nail it and have the lights and the guitar. I was like, okay, this is cool.
Yeah.
Very sick.
Very cool.
Yeah, man. Just little things like that.
Yeah.
Taking your fans on a ride,
Yeah.
right? They like the music. They probably have heard you before. They've heard a song or two, or they're already like hardcore fans. And then they go to a show. They paid the tickets. They traveled. They want to see you do what you do. And if what you do is do like a spoof band called Spring Break, or if you cover a crazy, like well-known song, all that's a part of the ride.
Right.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah. Because like what it's about is creating a stage or a possibility for, those once in a lifetime moments, So when something like that comes out of where you are with all those people, it's like, wow, like that is truly special.
Yeah.
That's what it's all about.
Yeah.
So I'm personally curious. I know we've known each other for a while. I want to say like 10, 12 years at this point. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Probably longer. Yeah.
Yeah, honestly.
Yeah, I'm equating it to when I remember like starting to DJ. It was like shortly after, maybe a couple years after I met you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we were like in familiar friend circles,
Yep.
kind of like Shaka Bottom bar scene. And
Yeah.
shortly thereafter, I got into DJing. And then I knew about Conditions and we'd go to a couple shows, but I didn't really know what you all did before that. And musically, I'm curious, like, what were your journeys like? Were you always into music? Was it something you fell into? Was it like, I'm going to be a musician, I'm going to be in a band? Or was it a combination of all of that?
For me, it was definitely that. Like when I was like 10 years old, I think I asked my parents for a guitar for Christmas. And like my family's pretty musical. My dad played drums, so me and all my brothers played some drums. And like we were encouraged to learn another instrument aside from that. My brothers played trombone and trumpet, and I was like, I want to play guitar, you know? And then my older brother, the one I was talking about before, was like, you should get a bass, man. There's like so many guitar players out there. You should be a bass player. So I grew up like in school band playing bass in like school jazz band and all that, and picked up guitar along the way. So like ever since middle school, Blink-182 was on top of the world. You're like, I'm just in any garage playing Blink, Green Day, Weezer, whatever cover songs, learning how to be in a band from like 12 years old on. So that's pretty much all I ever wanted to do. And I remember like probably around 14, 15, I played hockey all growing up, and I'd gotten asked to play on this travel team. And my dad was like, well, look, hockey's really expensive. And so is all these amps and guitars and things that you want. I think you should pick a lane here. And I'm glad that I knew I wasn't going to make it into the NHL as a 5'10" half Greek guy. That I chose music, and it's taken me where I am. And I'm very happy I made that decision. But yeah, I mean, like pretty much always wanted, like every time that I feel like I wanted to make another decision for myself or walk away. Like even when my old band Motion Picture Demise, I decided to step away from that band, and I was like, I'm going to leave. I'm going to VCU. I just want to like, I'm 18 at this point. I'm like, I want to just get my degree, and I don't really know what I want to do. And then Jason and Brandon come calling, hey, you should do this new band with us. And I was like, man, I just quit this band. I just started at VCU like weeks ago. And Jason's response was like, nah, but you should do it. I was like, all right, enough.
He's very persuasive.
Twist my arm.
He's very persuasive.
And so, yeah, I mean, I think that I always like every time I've come back to it when I thought I didn't want to be a part of it, it's like, man, I just love this. This is all I ever wanted to do.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Man, my story is a little bit more fragmented. I don't think I've ever truly, with, my whole being, ever said, man, I want to do this for the rest of my life. It's funny that he told you about how Jason Marshall pulled him in to make Conditions, because Jason Marshall is the reason why I started singing at all. We went to middle school together and then separated for high school. He went to Midlothian High School and I went to Monacan. So stayed in touch and everything. After we saw each other at a Plan 9 show. Remember, like Plan 9 used to have all those like parking lot shows and everything. And I guess he liked the way that I looked or whatever. We were just old friends, catching up. And he goes, hey, can you by any chance sing?
You do look cool.
Thank you. Right back at you, baby. Everybody in this room. It's good. We got a good room going.
Yeah.
He goes, yeah, hey, can you sing? And I was like, yeah. Having never opened my mouth like that before. That's awesome. I just know that I've always loved music. Like at that point, it kind of mirrors what Alex was doing. I had a guitar. I was playing like Blink-182, the Alkaline Trio, like bands like that, like religiously in my room. But never like thought I want to be in a band. Never. So Jason asks if I can sing. I say yes. He's got a band going on. And I go over to their drummer's house, like parents' house, attic. And they're practicing and they're like, okay, here, they hand me a piece of paper. Here are the lyrics of the song. And it goes like this. They play it for me. And I am like, oh God, like, where am I? What am I doing? And I, listen to how the song goes and I get it and hold the lyrics in front of me and I give it a shot. And what comes out, is, I guess, good, because I remember, I can't specifically remember what happened, but I think like Jason goes downstairs to go get someone. Riley goes to get Riley and be like, here, I think Riley's met his match. And I'm like, what does that mean? Like, this is all brand new to me. And I sing it again. And he's like, dude, like, that's great. And that's when we decided to make Forever and a Day.
Wow.
And so my whole singing career, and it's funny because I can hear my mom say it, like, Jason Marshall's like ruining your life. Because like up until then, you know, I was like pretty focused, like, you know, school, soccer,
That's
you know,
awesome.
everything like that. I'm regimented. Yeah, like you can probably hear it too. She'll still say it.
That's so funny.
I like 180 from whatever, you know, shred or pieces of a trajectory I was forming in my little young mind. I was like, no, I'm going to play music. Like, let's just give this a shot. I can do this. Yeah. Flash forward. What? Like, I mean, I don't even know how many years, but, Fiat happens or Forever and a Day happens. We get to go on like, we do our own little self-booked tour. We make it out to Arizona. Our guitar player freaks out. We have to drive all the way back. I'm giving you the extreme Spark Notes version of this.
Yeah.
Because it's very long and very silly. And I'm terrible with, you know, the chronological order of it, but so had to do that. I had told my parents that like, I'm not going to college, you know, like I'm going to do this. I'm going to give it a shot. They're like, you know, through gritted teeth, we're like, okay, you know, like here goes nothing. Cause I was like a very shy person. I was never the showman or like anything like that. I wasn't even like easygoing. I wasn't outgoing. I was like very introverted, but, so that happens. Self-booked thing, MapQuest directions.
Oh yeah.
Whole nother era.
Wow, yeah, I remember that.
I had to drive all the way back.
Got to print them out.
Yeah. Crazy, right? So Forever and a Day is done. And Jason was in that band with me. So that's like, we've been playing music together for years and years and years. I told my parents, you know, that I wasn't going to go to college. I was going to pursue this music thing. We had recorded our last EP with Andreas Magnusson, who's the drummer of Scarlet. And so after Forever and a Day or Fiad disbands, I get asked to try out for Scarlet. And I'm like, what? Like, I guess they wanted to go in like a sing scream direction. And that's kind of where Forever and a Day was ending off. And so again, I go to try out. They have these songs written for the impending album that was about to be created. And they're like, you know, here's a new one. Let's see what you can do. And again, just like when I tried out with Jason Marshall's band, what happened, and people liked it. I'm like, okay, here we go again. And also in my head, of course, I wanted to make good on the decision to not go to college. Because I felt like I owed it to not necessarily myself first and foremost, but my parents. Because yeah, like it was a 180.
I mean, you're 18, 19, Scarlet's playing real shows at that point.
Yeah.
Like you're playing.
Yeah, it's like here, parents.
It's not a self-booked tour.
Yeah,
it's like
right.
you're on a label.
They're signed, they're booked. I'm going to go do an album. So we do that. I couldn't tell you how long I was in Scarlet because I can't remember it. I was very young. I had the world like thrust in my face. I was young, naive, just looking to run with this chance I was given. Like, remember that movie Rockstar with Marky Mark?
Yeah.
That's my life.
Yeah.
100%. Like, Scarlet was my steel dragon, right?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
And then I guess, that's a good segue. Yeah. That's a good segue into Conditions. Because at the end of that movie, you know, after everything Marky Mark went through, he's like singing songs in a coffee shop and he's happier than ever.
Yeah.
That was Conditions for me. Like, landed in my spot. And much like Alex said, he was about to cold turkey quit music and like, you know, go pursue life. So was I. I worked up the courage to tell Scarlet that I didn't want to tour anymore. They were angry because things were in line. Tours were to be done. An album was to be made. I told them, I don't think I can do it. I'm going to go back to school. And I was going to. And then a few weeks later, Jason Marshall comes calling. Yeah. Sorry, Jason, dude, it's all out of love, baby. Like you,
so funny.
You are our universe.
Yes. Oh my God.
But yeah, Conditions is decided to be created, I hop on board because it's friends. I left Scarlet first and foremost. Well, I'm realizing it, like retrospectively first and foremost, because I wanted to, if I was to do anything with music, I wanted to do it with friends. I wanted to do it with guys my own age. I wanted to do it with people that like I felt like molecular tangled with, or tangled with on a molecular level. That's better.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, then there's Conditions, and
that's awesome.
I mean,
and Scarlet was on Ferret Music, right?
Yeah, right.
Which was like a pretty cool label. Like there's a lot of great bands on there.
Well, it was like huge at that point.
Yeah, I think the biggest tour that I did with Scarlet was the Ferret Under the Gun tour.
Yeah.
All Ferret bands. Like go from self-booked stuff in Fiat to, okay, you're playing a show with Madball, Remembering Never, The Banner. There's more I'm forgetting. But just that whole part of my life was touring with these huge metal bands.
Yep.
Huge metal bands. And like I have vivid memories of like playing dice with Madball and everything like that. Yeah. And like, the guys from Madball, because we had a big dice game at the end of that tour and I won. It was like a $20 buy-in. I'm like some ridiculous kid who doesn't, I don't understand anything. And I win the pot.
It's kind of terrifying.
It is. Yeah. I'm like, can I take this? But yeah, Hoya, the bass player of Madball at the time, was like, there you go, dice. I'm like, I'll never forget that.
Right.
Yeah. If Madball's got your back, you're straight.
I mean, it was
you're good.
So cool. Yeah. And like experiences that I wouldn't trade for the world. Like definitely, I grew up really quick.
Yeah.
That is so cool,
That's
man.
awesome.
Yeah.
Because like, you can see how all of your unique journeys like formed Conditions and how like it is just a unique vibe.
Yeah.
And it takes some of that influence from Scarlet. So that's crazy and it's cool that you decided to walk away from that to create Conditions, because it wouldn't be what it is without everybody making their own decisions. Yeah, so did Jason go on to be a talent manager now?
The best part of all of that is that, he was kind of the ringleader at the beginning.
Yeah.
And it kind of shifted over the years, and then he was the first to bow out.
Yes, he was.
He decided to leave the band in 2012.
Dude, don't look at me. I have no idea.
He decided to leave the band in 2012 to go back to school. And it's kind of one of those things like we were, you're in your mid 20s. You're like, what am I doing? Sort of like you have that inner conversation. And I think, he just made that decision that he wanted to go back to school and he wanted to take that path.
Yeah.
And, I respect it and whatever. But it's funny. Like he was the ringleader and then he was the first to be like, actually,
no.
I'm out.
Yeah. I gotta go.
My work is done.
School.
Yeah.
Look, I've made this beautiful thing.
Yeah.
Take it and run with it.
Run.
Yeah. I mean, we did it for about 2 more years. And then we had that conversation with ourselves of a similar thing of like, why don't we wind this down on our own terms while we all are great friends rather than running into the ground and hate each other later?
Yeah.
And I'm glad we decided to do that as a group, and that's why we have this opportunity to still do things on our own terms and be like, oh, we haven't played a show in 9 years. You guys want to do it? You want to record our first song that we've recorded in 7 years?
Yeah.
Like we can just kind of do it because we have the group chat that still goes. Like we all have different ways of life at this point, but we are all still brothers and friends because of the way that we left things and kind of continued to put friendship first.
Yeah.
And relationships first, and then the business of a band behind that.
Yeah. It was probably like the most grown up decision that we made.
Shocking,
all things
really.
considered. Yeah.
I was going to say there's probably not a lot of other bands that could maybe say the same.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
I feel like most things go out on some sort of bad term, whether it was one person or a whole group.
Yeah.
So I'm glad that we
usually the singer.
Yeah, singers, dude.
They're the worst.
Well, I think it's interesting how you became the singer of the band, right? Maybe that's a part of why it was successful. Because I think when you think about being the front man of a band, a lot of people are maybe focused on the wrong things, right? Like, what is their first impression, and did they look like a rock star and all that? And you were just in it for the love of the game.
100%.
You kind of like stumbled upon it.
I mean, over the years, so many like jokes, like that were rooted in being very serious.
Yeah.
I would always say, I'm sorry, I'm, not more of a makeup guy. I'm sorry, I'm not more of like a gimmick guy.
That's like a point of conversation that he would bring up all the time over the years. Like, sorry guys, if I was more of like the lead singer douchebag, then we'd probably have gotten
We'd
this
be
tour.
huge.
We would have gotten this tour, but like, since I'm like a normal, nice guy, no one likes us,
Yeah. Well, I mean,
Sorry that I care about integrity.
Yeah. But that has like the unintentional opposite effect, but that's in a good way where you don't get into it because you want to be a diva and you don't get into it because you want to be famous and you want the stardom and you want the glitz and the glamour.
Right.
You're like, I didn't even know I could sing 5 years ago.
Right.
And now I really like singing.
Yeah.
You guys are pretty cool. Can we just keep doing this?
Exactly.
I don't need to put on the makeup. I like this haircut. If it bothers you, then we can talk about that. But like, I just want to keep doing this. Is the fun part.
Yeah.
And like the other stuff is a like byproduct. Like we talk about this pretty regularly. When you're focused on the outcome, you usually miss it by miles.
Right.
If you're focused on the work or whatever it is you're doing and you're really jazzed about it, the other stuff is like what happens when you just get good at what you're doing.
Right on.
Right. Like that's just how it works.
Yeah.
So that's really cool to hear that that's how you got into it.
Yeah.
And to bring it to today, it's the reason why you can have a reunion show with all of your bandmates / brothers because you didn't have the ego or the big head about it and decided to let it transition the way that it was supposed to.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. The absolute honesty that we've had, for so long is, definitely saved high caliber relationships.
Yes.
Yeah.
We've had a lot of very fortunate, a lot of really good times. And even still, where, we used to spend every single minute of every single day together for years in the van and going everywhere, enduring something pretty hard, but also extremely rewarding when you get up on stage and just get to do while you're in whatever town, whatever day. It's like, even though that's no longer like physically what it is. And it's been, I mean, I don't want to make it sound negative, but like, it's reduced to a group chat and the phone. It's still there and it's still the same like caliber of communication and possibility. Like we get to laugh, I think, and like enjoy it, like smirk at a text message more than I think, the normal person gets to.
Yeah. It's like we don't skip a beat even if we haven't talked in however long.
Right.
And then when we get back together, it's like you almost transform back into your yourself.
Right.
You're like, oh, I'm 23 again. And I'm just like,
all of our wives,
sticking around
girlfriends,
with our
fiancés
friends.
are like, oh, God.
Here they go. Like we already know what's going to happen.
Hey, babe, I'm with the boys.
Come on.
Yeah. Dude, so I'm like talking about like that period of time where things were pretty seemingly like things are happening. Things are popping off. Shows are coming in.
Yeah.
You're getting booked. You're starting to go on tour. I'm curious about that part because I met you guys a few years before that, like pretty steep incline into like touring nonstop.
Yeah.
Selling out the National every time you play there, which was nuts at the time. Like, I didn't know anybody famous except for you guys. I'm like
pseudo famous.
Yeah.
This is pretty sweet. I'm getting like guest listed and the National is like a sellout show. And I know the guys, like what's happening here? And then like you all went on to do a lot of really cool tours and shows and released a couple more albums. So were there any like standout moments from like the peak time of Conditions?
Holy moly. Tons.
Yeah. I mean, it's hard to like pinpoint, but like I could almost pinpoint like different eras. Like obviously in 2008, when we got to open for Paramore, when they were like absolutely on a crazy rise, was unbelievable. And then like after that fact, they kept having us open some shows in the States. Like we went on tour with them in the UK, and then they had some random one-off shows in the States. Like, oh, come open this one in Atlanta or wherever. Like, and so to have someone writing like that for us was really cool. And then when we got finally signed our deal with Good Fight and we were putting out the album and like have like a physical, like we're proud of this. We're no longer like that opening band that just has like EPs that they're selling themselves. It's like, you can go to Best Buy and find our album, you know, like that was like a peak like memory, I think.
Yeah.
And feeling like, all right, now we're on these build tours where we're maybe no longer first. And we have a label backing us, and we have like, we felt like we were really doing it, and it wasn't just like, oh, this Richmond band. It was like, oh, it's just, we're a nationally touring band.
Yeah.
And then, like those opportunities to get to open for much larger bands, like bands that we grew up listening to too, it was just special to feel like, all right, we took this thing that we started in a storage unit,
Right.
and like now we're like a recognized thing that goes outside of not only our city, but like even like our state and region. It's like, we're not just like a band from Virginia. Like we are recognized as like, we're just a band out there doing it. So I think that was a cool realization.
Yeah. Like exactly what Alex said. And as we were going, throughout the US and people were singing along, realizing more and more people were singing along. Like that was unreal for me personally.
Yeah.
Because like I said, like I didn't ever do it to be recognized, famous, anything like that. I always did it because like I enjoyed the writing. I enjoyed creating the music. And if people liked it, that's a secondary thing to me. And how people have liked it over the years has been always so like humbling.
Yeah.
Because like, I'm like, why? Like, it's just me, like in my head, like it's just me. Like, and you're getting the words that I wrote, like tattooed on your body.
I was just going to say that. Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm
be
just
like in the middle of like a random place, like you're in Oregon and someone comes up to the merch table.
Yeah. I'm like, check
I
this
got
out.
these lyrics tattooed on me. Like,
I'm just like,
whoa,
what?
Like,
yeah. Sometimes my response would be like, why? Not like from like the, jackass lead singer way that would have propelled the band. Not from that at all. I'm just genuinely surprised. Like, why?
Yeah. Yeah.
Honored, like didn't have the words for it. Like noticing that start to happen was crazy. It was crazy and felt very rewarding because, given the history I've told you about how I ended up where I was, it was very fragile. Like there's many junctures where I wouldn't have been there.
Were you a writer prior to falling into the singing stuff?
No.
Like never was like
never
journaling
took a shot
like,
at no.
Wow.
No.
Which is surprising because he's like such a like poetic mind. And like whenever he comes with words, I'm just like
what
floored with it. I'm like, how do you think like how do you write like this? So yeah, it's shocking.
The genuine strive for connection. I think that's what it is. Like I've always had that. I've always wanted to like communicate clearly because the antithesis of that is awful.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's a waste of time. It's muddy. There's no time to be misunderstood, so to speak.
Yeah.
And like, I've been thinking a lot about, I'm sorry, we're getting off topic here, but like,
No, not at all.
That's the whole thing, I think, with writing. Like the way that I wanted to approach writing Conditions lyrics was to offer like a fully realized perspective in a pretty package. Because like, life is a series of seconds and you're going to have to make decisions every second, right? And the more experiences or perspectives you can collect, like the smarter you are in those moments. And before you know it, if you pay attention to that, you can pull from that Rolodex, so to speak, of experiences or perspectives and make the right choice, hopefully, in every one of those seconds that you exist.
Mm-hmm.
You can tell I'm over analytical as well.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
See, like,
we
he
get
just
Yeah.
just spitballing and came up with that. You know what I mean? Like, it's crazy. It's beautiful.
But like I don't know. I think life is extremely simple in how complex it is. And it's like, if you just keep dialing it back and stay simple, you're going to be okay.
Yeah.
Because that's all it's about. It's just make the right decision every second.
Well, I think it's like ingrained into who you are. And I think the band itself, but specifically you, of course, as the writer, I've listened to a ton of your music. You guys mentioned the EP, like the You Are Forgotten EP is great. Like I could just listen to it over and over again.
Awesome. Thank you.
But like a big part of your music carries, I kind of think of like 3 different themes that really seem to stand out in your music, which is the overall theme of like self-betterment, right? Just like becoming a better person.
Yeah.
There's a huge part of your writing that it feels like almost this like endless pursuit of like finding deep like purpose and meaning.
Yeah.
And then the third is almost just the willingness to like question everything, like
Yeah.
questioning the status quo and like what everybody, just kind of questioning everyone and everything.
Yeah.
And maybe not all listeners of Conditions, but I think probably a big group, a big part of your fan base probably recognizes these things and they feel deeply attached to like what's being said in the music
Right.
to the point where they get it tattooed on them.
Right.
Yeah.
I had even copy pasted like a few lyrics from your song Better Life, which of course is one of your more popular songs, but I'd
Yeah.
love to just read through them really quickly to give listeners like maybe a quick understanding.
Yeah.
So I pulled this part out of this song because I really liked it. My understanding of the world feels broken, and it's demanding my immediate attention. You're looking up, believing you will leave your problems below. Forget what you believe and use what you know. When you fall, when you break, when you wish you didn't feel, keep your head, don't forget, it's the pain that makes us real. I know most of the time, it's hard to keep in mind, from lessons learned comes better life. And I just love that. And it goes right to what you said, which is like just this poetic, like
Yeah.
nature
True
of
poet.
your writing.
That was, I forget exactly who I was talking to and what, I was having a conversation with someone and the joke was that I ruined Better Life for them because I told them, I wrote that in the shower.
There's no deeper meaning to it. I didn't
I know.
toil over
But
it.
I was probably, that's just, that was my, that song is about a lot of personal things that I was going through. And like just thinking about why I was going through those things. And I guess it shifted from why am I going through those things to more of like, I went through those things. What am I learning? Like what next?
Mhm.
On to the next.
Yeah.
That's always been my mindset too. Like, I think that there's no better way to learn any lesson than to learn it the hard way.
Yeah.
Yeah. 100%.
Because if you do, there's levels to it, of course, but like the harder you learn that lesson, the least likely you are to repeat, what caused that lesson to be learned, so to speak. And so, Better Life was, that was a big, much like touring and seeing people singing along, that writing Better Life was a big moment for me.
Yeah.
So I was like, wow, because and we've had this conversation for many years that like Conditions was almost like hey, let's make a band where we're going to make music that we want to listen to. Like it's very like selfish in that way. Let's just write songs that we want to hear. And I thought lyrically, I'm going to do the same thing. And I always wanted to fuse a good topic or I wanted to hear the music first, get like what I would feel from the music and then fuse a topic that I thought would be cohesive. Because then the music is speaking for the lyrics and lyrics are speaking for the music as well. I think that's so important. And I've seen a lot of people, like I remember watching like a quick little thing on, like, I think it was John Mayer talking about how he does the same thing.
Yeah.
And I was like, dude, yes.
Yeah.
Like, yes, that's exactly what I want to do. A fully realized idea. The marriage of music and lyrics. But yeah, Better Life was one of the main, like really cathartic ones for me.
Yeah.
And it's really funny that I did write that chorus in the shower.
Yeah.
Because we had the melody in our heads, but no lyrics.
Yeah.
And I kept humming the melody and humming it. Woke up one random morning, got in the shower, and I was like, like when you fall up, okay, and just kept going. And getting out of the shower, dried off, wrote it down. But here it is, and the rest of it just came after that.
Yeah.
It's just funny because I feel like at that point when we had written the music as a band or whatever, we were like, this is a cool song. But then like had no idea that it would be like when he presented that, we're like, oh shit. Like, and then it became, like I think our most well-known song.
Mhm.
But like when it starts in that infancy stage of just like the music, like, oh, this is a cool vibe. This feels good. And then it came to be what it was. It's like, it's wild how it,
Yeah.
like you said earlier, it's like we didn't force, to overanalyze or whatever. It's just like it kind of flowed out and became one of our best songs. you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it usually happens like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm curious too, because I don't have the inkling to like write lyrics. I'm more of the beat, the instrumental, the musicianship, the music. I listen to that stuff first.
Yeah.
And if their lyrics strike a chord with me, then I'm like tuning into it. But that's
Right.
like usually like a secondary part of how I'm listening to music.
Right.
So I'm fascinated by people that can write consistently and write coherently, and it like strikes a chord or it talks about something that's specific and like evokes emotion. It's a different way of thinking than I can really wrap my head around. So like for you, somebody who's said that they're not a poet but writes poetry,
Yeah.
is it like a tuning fork where you're like, that's pretty cool, you write it down and your friends are like, what?
Yeah.
Like this is incredible.
Sometimes.
Or is it a process as someone who has become really good and talented at writing but also having to write consistently? Did you come up with a process where I need to sit down and write, this is what I'm going to do?
Every now and again. Like it's a mixture of a whole bunch of things. I usually did find that if I just, looked for or came into contact with something like a line or someone says something, or I listen to, the music that I like and I hear one thing or it's instrumental music. Like I used to write to, Conditions lyrics to instrumental music all the time. Whenever I'd find that, line or two that I thought would be strong enough to expound upon, I would. And I found it pretty, I guess I'm really good at having something on the table, picking it apart and defining it 3 or 4 different ways. Like if I had to really, like in layman's terms, so to speak, I like that. And I guess I would just optimize it and optimize it and optimize it. It's really robotic for being someone who's not really that robotic. Like I'm, but yeah, I'd say if I would find a little bit of inspiration about something and I would do what I would have to do to expound upon it, whether that means get in the shower, or listen to music that I know will invoke a similar emotion that I'm trying to convey. And I think a lot of it has to do with just, where I've been and my like perpetual desire to, I already said it, like collect those mindsets, those experiences, those perspectives. Like, I think that that's so important. And having a platform to share that was something that I took very seriously and wanted to really excel at, because I don't know, I think everybody needs that.
Yeah. Well, I think there's there's different versions of that too, where like we said with Better Life, the music came first and then he took it from there. Mm-hmm. Then on the flip side, our most recent single that we put out, Belong Forever, was like an idea that he had before there was a lick of music written. It was like, like that was on the show flyer before we even wrote a song.
That's a really funny one. That is a really funny one. Very interesting one. Yeah. Because I remember like we'd been talking about the show for months. We've been, it's happening at this point. And I was thinking about how, I guess I was just going introspective and how, I want to do this. I want to play this show. I want to see everybody. I want to do this again. And that transformed into like, I wanted to make sure this show was huge in a sense that everybody that was there or wanted to go there was like, it's wonderful night. Like it's a huge thank you to everybody. That big, well, to use some of the Belong Forever lyrics, the constellation of people that we followed and gave us this drive. So the show in itself was going to be just like this big idea is just thank you so much.
It's just like a theme. He was like, I wanted to have this theme of belong forever. Like you just belong, like our fans and everything. It's just like this camaraderie, like this feeling that like you belong here.
Right. Yeah. It's like life is so hard and everyone's going through all this stuff. And no matter what you're going through, like this is something that you belong to. Like we belong to it. You belong to it. Everybody belongs to it. And, feeling like you don't belong is one of the worst things on the planet. So again, like here's the thank you in the form of like knowing that if you feel like you don't have anything else that you belong to this forever, like we do. And I was like driven by that. And I said, to the point where I wanted to put it on the flyer.
Yeah.
Then this song comes along because, the idea to write the song was after the show was proposed. It's like, oh, we should do a song.
We should do a song.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we should do the show.
That.
We should do a song.
It's like,
flip-flopping it a little bit.
Yeah.
It's a quick turnaround.
100%. Yeah, 100%. And so, wanted to put Belong Forever on I wanted to name the show. The show was going to just be called, Belong Forever. A Night with Conditions or whatever. And then what came out musically for the song, I did my old thing where I listened to the music and I thought, no, like this topic would be perfect to blend with the song. So I started thinking about it and I wanted to write a song that was, again, a huge thank you to everyone who has propelled us to do what we've done for so long.
It's like a love letter to the band and to everyone around it. You know?
Like on a grand scale, it's for everyone who's ever been a part of Conditions in any way. And then on a more microcosm scale, like the first verse is for everyone. It's for me. It's for Ryan. It's all, lyrics about, following someone or just being across from someone that you love and respect so much that they'll drive you to do anything. And then the second verse is specifically for Alex, Corey, and Jason, who have all, suffered significant losses recently. So I wanted to give them words if they needed them. I poured everything into the song because I think the song deserved that.
You make me cry, dude.
I'm sorry, dude.
It's beautiful. And then when you listen to it in a different light too, it's just like a love song.
Yeah.
Like some people listen to it and they're like,
it's just
man, Brandon loves his wife.
Yeah.
Like, there's so many ways to interpret it. Like it's beautiful.
When we released the song, I got a direct message from somebody who I haven't seen in a long time who, his name is Will and has been around since the Forever and a Day times when we were playing in high schools. And he let us know about a group chat about, somebody in that group chat had just said, oh, there's Brandon Roundtree singing about just being a good husband again. And I was like, that's the funniest thing.
Yeah,
it's the funniest thing. Because I'm honored by that, but it's like, again, about the perspective thing. Like that wasn't what I was set out to do, but I love that people can latch on to it like that and take what they need from it, because that's all I've personally ever wanted to do with Conditions.
Yeah, it's everybody interprets music. They're seeing it through their own lens, of course, right? Like I think about it, maybe this is intentional, maybe it's not, maybe it's my own perception of the music, but I think about the album Fluorescent Youth, and like even if you just think about the title of it, Fluorescent Youth, and then you think about Full of War. Yeah. To me, when I listen to the two albums, it seems like they're different, right? It's like Fluorescent Youth is like, we're young and like, it's like, we're trying to like be something more than we currently are. And there's like all these like themes throughout the writing where it's like this pursuit of something. Yeah. And then Full of War is almost like retrospectively looking back at the thing that you were pursuing and like writing about it in a way. And that's how I enjoy it.
100%.
That's cool.
That's good. You are in tune with it. That's exactly it. Cause Fluorescent Youth, we were all together as, like call it version 1 or 1.5, if you will, of Conditions. And we knew what we wanted to do. And I was writing a lot of like you said, pursuit is great. Cause like I was like, here it goes, what are we going to do with this? And the title Fluorescent Youth was exactly my intention to kind of draw attention to how important youth is. Like it's easy to both literally waste it, but it's easy to feel like you're wasting it. And I think I was struggling with the difference between those two statements. Just Fluorescent Youth was just my intention to, again, draw attention to how important youth is. And Full of War was definitely a little bit more of a, where am I now? Where have I been? Yeah. Are they synced? I don't know. Like duality, like common themes, duality.
Yeah.
And, my personal belief that it's like, the world kind of often tells you got to be this or that. I'm like, why not both? Like, why not both? Like, you can be both of almost, both sides of almost any coin out there. But it's tough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have your kids listened to your music yet?
Oh my gosh. Yeah, they have.
Yeah.
They've been jamming the new one.
They have been.
Sent.
Yeah. That's another thing that's funny with our, the Conditions group chat. There's a bunch of videos of the kids singing along, and it's been amazing. Yeah. My own personal experience with that. Like, I was always joking with my wife, Megan, like, how do I break it to him? Like, what's it going to look like when they find out that I used to do that? And the way that it happened was, my kids started watching YouTube, like kids YouTube. And there's like a couple of really cool, like kids music creators, like Danny Go and Blippi and stuff. Great songs. Cause people are like, our age are starting to make kids music. Cause,
yeah.
And some of it is really good because it's like rooted in things that we would want to hear.
Yeah.
So I'm like, like this is a great song. And the lyrics are about like candy canes, sick. Awesome, Perry Grip is one of the best ones to do it right now. He's been doing it forever. He's got like hundreds and hundreds of songs. Space Unicorn, Breakfast Burrito. I mean, come on. They're phenomenal.
That's a space we need to explore.
Yeah. He was
Spring Break goes to elementary school.
That's
100%.
exactly what I was thinking.
That's what let's do it. But he was in that band Nerf Herder.
Oh, no way.
Yeah. And now he just writes the most incredible kids music. So again, sorry to get off topic again. They're starting to watch videos like that, right? And, I guess I must have been singing along or whatever. And they must have like, I don't remember which one of my kids, because I have 3 now, said something that spurred me to be like, watch this.
And
I put on
something.
Yeah. I put on, I think it was the video for Open Eyes.
Oh, wow.
Because, it's like a tamer song and like, a little bit. And they were just like,
what?
Like if you were me, they're like kind of like,
right.
In disbelief.
Like, what is this?
Yeah. Like, how are you on the TV? Like, how are you on the TV?
Yeah.
I was like, oh yeah, I used to be in a band. No biggie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
God, that's so funny.
So now like, they ask for conditions. They ask like, hey, can you play specifically? And probably because it's most on my mind now because it's current, but they want to listen to Belong Forever like ad nauseum, like on repeat. And they love to run around and pretend like they play conditions.
Yeah, they're putting on the show.
Yeah, they say, hey, Dad, like you go sit down, pretend like you really like my band and that you're really excited to see us play. Okay, great. Sit on the couch. And yeah, my eldest Jackson is singing. Youngest Callum is drumming and Annalise is like dancing.
Oh, how cool.
And
that's cool.
It's so awesome.
It's probably like the best litmus test for music, right? Like if the kids don't like it, like
that's right. Yeah.
Maybe it's not so good.
Right. Yeah.
No.
But yeah, I mean, like that's been the most, well, to put in the context of the show, it's been my driving force to do this show and to push myself to like do well and like really want to do it because I want them to see that because I want nothing more than to just inspire my kids.
Yeah.
And the fact that they'll get to see me do this is like, I mean, it means everything to me.
Yeah.
Because I, up until recently, and recently being half a year ago now, didn't think that I would ever play again.
Yeah.
And now they've been on the journey with me, like watching me practice, watching me like go to the gym to run more miles and make sure that my lung capacity is still what it is.
Yeah.
And Jackson will watch me, be like, can I come with you? Like I've been, I'll, at the end of the day, after everybody's in bed, like I'll go in the car because my house is, there's no quiet place to do this. I'll go in the car and go for a drive and sing Fluorescent Youth.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes Jackson will be still awake when I get back and like, how was it? How did you go? And he's like really invested and he's like my little manager.
That's awesome.
So cool.
How are we feeling today, champ?
Yeah. You're doing all right. Just remember to relax.
Yeah. That's funny. Yeah, I mean, like there was definitely a point where we hadn't really talked about it, but like I don't think any of us really knew that we would do anything again.
Yeah.
Like for example, it was like a year and a half ago. Last summer, I was out here visiting my parents, and my dad's like, "So, how long you want me to be your storage unit for?" I'm like, "What do you mean?" He's like, "You have this giant amp and cab and road cases and all this stuff from Conditions or whatever. Like, do you need this stuff?" And I was like, "I can't even fit that in my car to drive it back to Nashville." And yeah, I guess I haven't used it in X amount of years. Like, I guess I don't need it. And I went up to Sam Ash and I sold it.
Mm-hmm.
And then fast forward a year and a half, I'm like, shit. So now I had to load up gear that I had in my house back in Nashville and load that up. And I had a full car driving out here yesterday. But it was just like funny because I said that when I got to my parents' house and I unloaded the stuff I had in my car this time, my dad's like, I was like, remember when I just sold all the stuff that like I didn't think I needed anymore? He's like, yeah, why'd you do that? I'm like, you told me to get it out of your way.
It's not what I meant, son.
I didn't think
really
Conditions had any shows left. So
Yeah. Surprise.
Yeah.
I'm curious now, like to hearing that you have a new crop of fans.
Yeah.
And that now you had a reason, pseudo reason to not sell the gear. It's one of those like chicken and the egg.
Yeah.
If I sell it, then I won't have it when I needed it, but I don't need it. So I need to sell it, but I might need it.
Yeah.
So should I sell? It's just like, there's no right way to do it.
No.
Got to listen to more Conditions songs so you know what choice to make in the. I'm just kidding.
Exactly.
I mean,
Exactly.
But I mean, I'm curious. I'm sure lots of people that have been following you for the years, like over the last however many years, like from beginning to end, the Conditions has been putting out music. What's the future of Conditions look like?
Yeah, it's
open-ended.
That's like going back to what I said before, like that's kind of the beauty of it. Like when we did this song, I think all of us were like, this could maybe be the last song we ever do.
Yeah.
This could maybe be the last show we ever played.
Right.
Yeah.
But then when those gears start churning, like Jason, the quitter, is like, well, what if we did a few more songs and like we put together like an EP? Like, you know, this one went so well and it was so great. Like, what if we did 3-4 more songs? And so, and like, but no pressure. There's not like, we have to do this by this deadline and we're looking to put it out. And it's just kind of like, if it happens, great. And we want it to kind of organically come to be. And like, if another show feels like the right move, great. But I also don't want to like ever make it seem like one, a gimmick, or two, like just like I said before, like anything lazy about it. I want it to like matter.
Yeah.
You know,
So to those who like would care about this, we've put a lot of thought into this comeback. We know we cannot suck. It's not an option.
Yeah.
In any way, shape, or form. But to like Belong Forever, the way that it came about, like, you know, besides what we've already explained, like the way that we did it, the way that we recorded it was awesome. It felt so good.
Yeah.
In which we had, and well, let me backtrack. We were the most prepared doing that song we ever were in the entire career of Conditions.
Wow.
For sure.
Like we went in to do Fluorescent Youth knowing we wanted to do a full-length album with 4 songs?
It was less than 8 for sure.
Yeah. I feel like it was 4
5
like
or 6
completely done songs and then a couple ideas.
Wow.
And the rest of it came out in the studio. And that was stressful. You know?
Uh-huh.
And almost the exact same thing kind of happened with Full of War. Like we had a couple of full songs with just the intent of what we, you know, numerically how many we wanted to strive for.
Yeah.
And we were the most prepared like to do Belong Forever we ever were. And it was so fun to, you know, get together because Ryan couldn't come with us to Nashville where we wanted to do like the meat and potatoes of the song.
Yeah.
Right?
His wife was due around the same time.
Yeah.
So he's like, I can't leave Richmond.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, cool.
Yeah.
So we got a studio in Richmond, tracked the drums. I came into town. We all got together. He tracked the drums.
Yeah.
And then a couple weeks later, all the other guys came to Nashville and we finished the song there.
Yeah. And like, you know, after Ryan finished tracking the drums, you know, we had a little bit more time. We asked the engineer if like, hey, can I like lay down some rough vocals so it's at least there? And I was so nervous because for a multitude of reasons. It was the first time that I would be singing standing up in years.
Yeah.
The first time that I would be presenting new lyrics. And, 3, like that was always as a singer, my like Achilles heel would be singing new stuff. I would have to get confident because I'm not like naturally confident. I get confident over time when I repeat things.
Yeah.
But when it's like the first time I'm singing new lyrics, like I'm shaking, my voice is cracking. My throat is constricted. And so I was terrified, but we had a little bit of Basil Hayden's,
a little bit of whiskey,
and a little bit of barbecue chips.
There you go.
Problem solved.
Yeah, and I liked the song so much, and Alex already said this a little bit back, but like we didn't know if that was going to be the last song that we were going to write as Conditions.
Yeah.
So again, much like you notice a trend in my story, I gave it a shot, and what came out was liked by everybody.
Yeah.
And then we went to Nashville. They were doing guitar and bass on the day that I was driving. Cause I slept on plane tickets and they became exponentially more expensive. I was like, I can't justify spending that. I can drive. I'm driving.
Yeah.
Spend the whole day driving, stuck in ridiculous traffic. And by the time I get there, they're like done with guitars and bass.
Yeah. Ryan's texting hey, so like, how's it going over there? Well, and he's like, have you guys started on this? I'm like, dude, I'm already done with my guitars. Like, what do you mean? Like Brandon's about to be here and we're about to knock the vocals out. Like,
Well, that's the thing too.
We were so ahead of schedule. It was beautiful.
Yeah.
Whereas like in the past, we'd be like on crunch time. Like,
or can we book another day?
Yeah.
Like,
this is how it's supposed to be.
Yeah. I mean,
everyone did their part. Like Jason did a lot of the heavy lifting on the writing part, and Brandon had already written the lyrics, and like everyone just kind of showed up and did their part. So it was like, wow, this can be like easy and beautiful.
Yeah.
Like,
Wow. Yeah. And
this is what it's like to do it as an adult.
Yeah,
right.
Exactly.
When we're like
we had
structured and scheduled.
Yeah.
And like, I arrived to the house and see, you guys are like done. And somebody, I think Andrew like jokingly goes, well, get in there, like get in the vocal. Okay.
Yeah.
Got in the vocal and got most of it done. Like just knocked it out. And we were it was hilarious.
Yeah.
It was hilarious and awesome and fun.
Yeah.
And there wasn't much to do the second day. So like we, went out, celebrated a little too hard. And
took him to my local neighborhood bar. And Andrew Bayless is
an animal
buying just too many shots.
Yeah.
He was like, what did he say? He's like, my tab was like $400 last night. We're like, God.
You're like, what?
And he's like, yeah, it's not even that bad for like a night there. And I was like, what is wrong with you?
I mean, he's the right guy to go out with.
Yeah,
100%.
For sure.
Yeah.
Like it seemingly was every like 8 minutes. He's like, so you guys want to do a shot?
Shots?
We're like, dude, I just finished this one. Like, dude, yeah. He's a good time.
Yeah. I think like I personally, like I don't drink like that anymore. Cause like I feel like I need to be on the ball being dada.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But, it took him a while. Andrew Bayless being him, he broke me down. I think we did about, I think I did like 6 Jameson pickleback shots in like 20 minutes.
There you go.
Wow.
That's a nice reintroduction.
Ridiculous.
To yeah.
And we all like, Alex had to nurse us all back to health the next morning.
Yeah, it was funny. The next morning, everyone's,
funny.
Staying in my house, and everyone was just like, I don't drink like that anymore.
Yeah.
Like I'm not, 21 anymore.
Yeah.
We're all, pushing 40 at this point.
Yeah.
Like, and,
dangerous, man.
Yeah.
It's rough in the streets, man.
It is.
And you forget, you're like, I know how to do this.
Yeah.
I haven't
it's
done
muscle
it.
memory, right?
It's like, how hard could it be?
Yeah. And
Hard.
pickle juice has
It's
a lot of
different.
electrolytes.
Yeah.
Like this is a good for you shot.
Yeah.
Right.
No, it's different now. We're older now.
Yeah.
That's confirmed.
Older, wiser,
Yes.
tolerance, not quite there.
From lessons learned.
Yes, lessons learned.
Better life.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
So tell us about touring with Jelly Roll. How did that come about? Like, how did that happen?
You know what's funny is so when we decided to call it a day with Conditions, and I was having another one of those, all right, I'm ready to move on to another chapter of life. I had an internship at Dominion Power here.
Oh, wow.
And the same week that I was offered a full-time job there, Sleeping with Sirens, who we had toured with, opening for them a bunch. They'd become good buddies of ours over the years. They call me and they were like, hey, you should come play for us. Like, Conditions is done, right? And I was like, yeah. And they're like, well, we were thinking about adding someone to like sing backup and guitar and whatever. Like, you should come play with us. And I was like, another one of those, like, I just left the previous band.
Yeah.
Jason says, come be in this band. And I was like, you know what? Like, and I thought on it and I spoke with, talked with people around me and my parents and whatever. And I was like, yeah, I'm going to do it. Like, there's a lot of things that I personally kind of want to still check off. So I played for Sleeping with Sirens for 3-4 years. And during that time, it was very strange. We're like, in Conditions, like, we're from Richmond. Everyone lives in Richmond. That's it. That's how a band is, right? Yeah. But with Sirens, everyone lived all over the country. There's like LA, Oregon, Michigan, Florida. I'm like, this doesn't make any sense. So, but the way that they did it was Nashville was their home base. So everyone, anytime they needed to do like band work, the gear was storage there, rehearsal facilities there, bus companies there, the whole nine, So everyone would fly to Nashville. So we were spending more and more time there as like a second home base, if you will. And throughout this process, I don't know how it came to be, but, I won't name names. Some people in the band liked marijuana. All right. So they're looking for weed. And
I love where this is going on.
Yeah, I know. So we come to meet this guy named Jelly Roll who sold us weed. And like back then he was just a rapper, know what, like he was a rapper and we're like, this is cool. Like kind of crazy. Like this guy just comes around. He would like buy shots of tequila for everyone, drop weed off and then just disappear. And we're like, man, I remember that like rapper guy. He's cool, whatever. That's all, like, that's my memory of it in like 2015, and Jack Fowler, who plays guitar with me in Jelly's band now, he was in Sleeping with Sirens forever. And he had kind of kept up with him, I guess, a little bit over the years. And he had recorded a couple like guitar parts for like his old hip hop projects, like as loops and stuff like that. And it just kind of kept up as buddies. And so fast forward another time where after COVID, I'm like, all right, my music chapter is finished. I'm working this job. And Jack calls me. He's like, hey, remember that dude Jelly Roll? And he's like, he's asking me to put a band together for him because during COVID, like, I don't know if you kept up, he had this song called Save Me that went like mega viral on YouTube and whatever. And he's like chomping at the bit to play shows. And he's like, you should come do this with me. And I'm like, I don't know, dude. I just got this job, like I'm getting older. And he's like, no, just come check it out for a weekend. At this point, they're just doing like weekend warrior sort of things, just like 1-2 shows each weekend. He's like, come out next weekend and just see how you like it. And like, it was another one of those times where like right when I like stepped into a venue and everything's happening, I'm like, God, I love this. Mm-hmm. Like, and I've, fell in love with him as a person and his message and all that. And obviously getting to do something with Jack, who like we toured in vans together. Like Jack would ride in our van sometimes when on Conditions and Sleeping with Sirens tours, and just, a great friend. So to have him like kind of trust me in that department and be like, you're a great bass player. You should come do this, with me. And that's how it happened, like early 2021. And it was just kind of this thing that I was like, all right, well, I was still working my job at that point and playing shows on the weekends. And we were playing like regionally from Tennessee. So we were playing like literally like mud parks in Kentucky, like things that I didn't know happened, like things on the weekends. I'm like, this is a thing. People are just like ripping around like ATVs and side by sides, and like
the mud bog,
getting mudded up. And then the late night entertainment was a Jelly Roll concert. I'm like, this is crazy, super fun. But like, it was just kind of that thing. I was like, yeah, this is cool. And like, eventually it obviously came to a point where Jelly just started on this rocket ship, and I was able to part ways with the job I was working and just do it full time. And it's become this full on career that I'm very, very thankful for. That, who would have known that, 10 years ago when we were just like, looking for weed, that it would turn into this thing. But like, and you know, that's part of Jelly's story, so I don't have any problems like saying that.
Yeah.
Everyone had known his history with in and out of incarceration, and he used to deal drugs and whatever. So obviously that's not the case anymore. So I'm just very lucky that it became that thing, and he is such a wonderful human that he's loyal to the guys that kind of like not there since day one, because like obviously he's had a long career, but you know, since the new iteration of himself after 2020, that it's been those same guys. Like, you know, he called Jack saying, "Hey, I got a show in 2 days," and they, you know, like it just came together that quickly. And being someone that in Nashville, I mean, you can find a good guitarist, any sort of player on any street corner, you know? So it's amazing that he's been loyal to us as we have been to him, and just kind of had our backs and had each other's backs as things have grown to where they're at. And, he's awesome. And I'm just so lucky.
That is
so cool.
insane
So
to
cool.
think like Jelly Roll. Cause my little brother showed me Jelly Roll like over 10 years ago when he was a rapper. He's like, dude, check this out. And I was like, that's crazy. It's crazy to think that Jelly Roll went from a rapper to a country star, and that his band consists of members of Conditions and Sleeping with Sirens.
And I mean,
that is crazy.
I think that's part of it too, because like, you know, if you rewind to, like I said, around 2015 with Sirens, we were getting to play like, you know, venues like the National and like 2,000 cap rooms all over the world.
Yeah, they're huge.
And so he was, at that time, Jelly was just playing, you know, bar gigs and stuff like that. And so to come into our rehearsals and see like a real production happening, he's like, literally, I remember him being like, man, this is cool. Like, I hope I get to do stuff like this one day. And like, here we are. But, I think on the flip, like the other side of that is like, yes, he could go find any, you know, classically trained player from wherever that may not be the same vibe as what he is, but he likes that he's come and found, because of his rap career and how that was still living in a van. That was still going to play gigs that for 100 people on a good night, you know, that was really grinding it out. So knowing that he's found guys that did the same thing in a different realm, I think he appreciated. It was like it means something to these guys. It's not like finding someone that's just like on to the next gig. Is like, this is an opportunity and this is what these guys have worked for, just like I've worked for it.
Right.
You know, and so I think that's definitely acknowledged and appreciated.
Yeah.
That's
and you want to
awesome.
make music with people you care about, right? It's like why you transitioned from Scarlet to Conditions. It's like
100%.
Yeah.
It's like, he could find anyone, you know, and, but he, you know, he stuck with the people that like got him to that point, and, you know, and really truly appreciate it.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Oh, that's sick.
That's
Yeah,
so
that's
cool.
very cool.
Makes it worthwhile too, right? Like you're on tour with these people, you see them day in, day out, on the days when you're not at your best, on the days when you're killing it, and vice versa for everybody in the group or in the band and in your crew.
Yeah.
If you don't like those people, the relationship's not going to last very long. And like, I'm sure you guys know that and have been through that over and over and over.
Right.
Especially in the higher you get in the music industry and the more that there is to do, and then the outside influences coming from different directions, it's easy that stuff just falls apart. But if the relationships are like strong and built on holding each other down, it's like, that's my guy. I know he's got my back. The rest of this stuff is pretty easy to manage.
Yeah. Right.
The relationship is already built and strong. It's the weak ties and the relationships that aren't really there that don't make it or don't stand the test of time. So it's cool that that's the core of what Conditions was built on.
Yeah.
So it makes sense that that's where you naturally progress and transition into every step of the way.
Yeah.
And it's cool that like I can resonate with the story of getting to a point where you're not sure if your path, like your passion and your chosen interest / could be potentially like a job or something you make a life out of.
Yeah.
There is an opportunity presented in front of you, but the reality or like the realistic, what you should do path is also burgeoning and becoming more of the, I should probably take the path that everybody else is taking because it's the smart thing to do. But deep down in your soul, you know exactly where you're supposed to be, because when you step in that room, you say, okay, this is this is it. I don't even have to think about what I'm doing. I know all of this. This is where I should be versus where you think you're supposed to be.
Yeah.
Because that's what seems to be the right path and the right thing to do and what everybody else said you should do.
Right.
But to get that reminder over and over and over is like, no, don't do that.
Yeah.
Because you're going to, it's like, I've heard this quote before where somebody referenced The Matrix when Neo is presented with the red pill or the blue pill. Before he's presented or after he's presented with the pills, he's in the car with Trinity. And Trinity opens the door and it's raining and it's a dark street. And he's about to get out. And Trinity says, you've been down that road. You know exactly where it leads. You know that's not where you want to go. And it's kind of the same thing. When you see that path, you're like, oh man, this is a good job, good money and benefits.
Yeah.
Probably be fine for the rest of my life. But over here is like a maybe, which is exactly where you know you should be.
Yeah.
The answer is not always obvious, but you usually know what the right answer is.
Right.
Yeah.
I need to go back and watch The Matrix because it's been years and that's
Me too.
awesome. Yeah.
Yeah.
Noted.
Yeah. No, 100%. It's felt like that for me that each time that I'm like, okay, I'm actually like at peace with this. I'm ready to move on. Like I'm grateful for what I've gotten to do. So the right thing has kind of come as well. So I'm, just thankful to still be able to do it and still, call it a career and still be able to have the freedom to do like what we're doing now, it's amazing. Yeah.
Awesome. You're going to give it another go this weekend.
Yeah.
So
we'll see.
Are you going to play? So is it this album specifically that you're playing?
Yeah. So that was kind of the realization is that
I'm
came
sure maybe
out,
there's a couple secrets you can't give away,
Yeah.
but that's the concept, right? Is to
it
play
came
this
out in
album.
2010 and we're like, all right, this is the 15-year anniversary.
Yeah, it's the jump off point for what we're going to do.
So we will be playing every track from that album and more.
Cool.
Yeah.
That's awesome, man. I'm sure people are going to be pumped.
Yeah.
It's going to be
be a good one.
It's going to be a nice room to be in.
Yeah.
Well, I think you guys have a great fan base. I know people are going to be very excited to see the show. It's been awesome to share space with you guys and learn a little bit more about you on a personal level.
Yeah,
Likewise, man.
Hear about what's
awesome.
going on in your personal lives and all the good things that you got on the radar. And we're pumped to see you guys continue to flourish and to be able to hear some Condition songs again. And
man.
I know you guys have collaborated with Perry in the past to like some EDM stuff. So.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I know I loved that track so much that you had remixed. It was so sick.
Dude, that was so fun. I forget about it from time to time. And I let Mike hear it yesterday and I was listening to it the day before and I was like, this is really good. It just takes me back to that period of time.
Yeah.
I had just did one of those, let's blow up my life and see if it works. I took a one-way flight to Los Angeles with no job, no money, and no plan. And I finished that song while I was there and sent it to you while I was living on
I remember you were in LA for a while.
air mattress in my friend's guest bedroom. And I sent you that song and I was like, I hope they like it.
No.
You know what, dude?
Awesome.
It's so funny. Like that you say that. I didn't know that. That's so crazy because like Conditions almost didn't happen because we had this plan to play a show as Conditions, unveil Conditions. And like the whole idea was to play a couple of like Forever and a Day songs and then
opening for Race the Sun. Go back. Back to that.
Yeah. Play a couple of Forever and a Day songs and then play a Conditions original and just announce the intention to continue on as Conditions.
Yeah.
Right.
And at the time I was dating a girl that lived in California and my whole life was I would work, get enough money, buy a plane ticket, go to California, fly back, come back with nothing, start over, repeat, keep doing it. And the song was Keeping Pace with Planes. That's why it's called Keeping Pace with Planes because that was the first song.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, it's okay.
Continue.
No, I was just going to say, like, I remember having such a hard time finishing that song. I could not write. I could not, like, get it like anything out because I was still transitioning from Scarlet into Conditions. I had to train my throat to, like, sing melodically again and get in that headspace to write lyrics like I wanted to write. And I finished that song like on the back of an airplane,
Really?
early morning flight back to Richmond. And
The night before the show.
yeah,
The night before the first show, I remember meeting you at our practice space to go over it to
Yeah.
like help you put it
Like,
all together.
yeah.
Cause you're like, I think I have the words,
yeah,
whatever. And we didn't have a recording of it or anything at this point. So I'm just like sitting there playing the guitar parts
Yeah.
for him to kind of go over. And I think you even had the lyrics on the stage.
I did.
night.
I did.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was just so ridiculous. And I've been thinking about that often. And it's like, it had a fragile jump off point. Again, that's a pretty common theme. And what you said is pretty like tangentially connected to,
Yeah.
to the whole genesis of Conditions. So it's just cool. Like that life works out like that. Like similar
Yeah.
circumstances in the same kind of little microcosm or realm like happen
It's
all the time.
It's the counterintuitiveness of leaving everything that is safe, comfortable, reliable, jumping off a cliff essentially into the abyss of what could be
yeah.
with delusional confidence that it's going to work.
Yeah.
We talk about this all the time. He's
Yeah.
like, just be delusional.
Yeah.
Back then, I didn't really think I had anything to lose. In reality, I didn't. Not really.
Right.
Like I was always going to be okay.
Right.
As I got older, those things become more solidified and you feel like it's not worth it to put them at risk. So you take the safer routes.
Right.
But every time you take a weird off the chute, out of the beaten path, jumping into the dark forest risk, the payout is always way more than what you could have ever imagined it was going to be. And it's usually not even close to what you thought,
Right.
Yeah.
but it is exactly where you want it to be in the first place,
Right.
which is counterintuitive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It makes no sense until it does.
Yeah, it's awesome. But
Yeah.
like he said, man, I'm stoked that you guys were able to come on and talk to us and to get some more background into before you and I met, before Conditions was a thing, find out some more ins and outs of like the personal journey of you two as band members and individuals.
Yeah.
It's been really great to catch up.
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely. dude.
absolutely,
Thank you
man.
for having
Yeah.
us.
Of course,
it's-
man.
Yeah.
Been honored. It's been
Where's the
Very
best
cool.
place that people can tune in to, see what's going on with Conditions?
This is going to sound like pretty old of us, but honestly,
Mail. The U.S. mail.
Hell yeah.
Send us a letter.
Get those stamps.
honestly, Facebook and Instagram are always kind of
Yeah.
putting out the same things.
Yeah.
Now we don't have a website. Like I should probably get one. I don't know. But yeah, it's kind of one of those things where it's
minor
like,
details.
as we haven't been a band for so long, and there's things that have kind of fizzled. So yeah, Facebook and Instagram is where to find everything.
Yeah.
Conditions Band. And hopefully we'll get some footage and things from the show and be able to share that with people that can't be there. And I think we have a plan as well to get the merchandise that we're going to sell at the show will be available online after the fact as well. So that's where to find it.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Well, I know everybody's looking forward to it. Everybody's going to have a blast.
Yeah.
You mentioned this phrase, constellation of people.
Yeah.
And I think that's what it'll be.
Yeah,
So
absolutely,
I can't
man.
wait.
We're looking
Stoked.
forward to it.
Yeah.
Awesome.
yeah. Thanks,
awesome.
guys.
Awesome.
This podcast was recorded at Vera House Studios in Richmond, Virginia, and produced by Perry Young and Mike Metzger.